Hello everybody, it's GirlGotGame, and welcome to Bad End Theater by Nom Nom Nami. I have had this in my recommended list for a long while, and I'm excited to finally be able to play it. So, the story for Bad End Theater is: select your protagonist and explore a variety of terrible fates. The decisions you make in one story will affect the others. You can toggle these behaviors to open up new paths. Unfortunately, every path leads to a bad ending. Can you find a way to save this unlucky cast? So there you go. I'm a fan of bad endings personally in most games, but I've yet to play a game that's all bad endings, and I think there's over 40 endings in this game, so yeah. I guess we'll see how we do. I hear there's puzzles involved. I love me some puzzles, so let's just jump in and see what happens. Okay, we're at the theater, which makes sense. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, yay, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. You are the human doll? Or the demon doll? Welcome to the tutorial! Select a doll to begin the story. I mean, I gotta go demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business, okay? How will you interact with the human doll? I could be wicked and attack it. Oh no, or maybe I'm just wicked, so I can either play nicely wickedly or attack it wickedly. I mean, I am a demon, so probably gonna attack. I win! You kill the human doll in cold blood. How ruthless! You found your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. What if I want to keep playing as the demon doll? Let's play from another perspective. What will happen next? Go ahead and try playing as the human doll. Fine. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? I'm a friendly guy who's hostile. I don't know if those two things are mutually exclusive, but alright. I'll play nice. You try to be friends this time, but the demon attacks and kills you. This is all because you chose to attack in the first round. Okay, gotcha. So choices you make as one character carry over to the next character, so keep that in mind when you're interacting with them. Are the mechanics becoming clear? However, out of curiosity, because I picked the demon, I killed the human, if I had now picking the human, if I had clicked attack, would I have still died because that's how it went from the demon's perspective? Or can I change things by choosing to attack? Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. Human doll will attack automatically. Interesting. Demon doll will attack. Okay, if I turn both of them off, what happens? I'm minding my own business. If I play nice, you and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends! End tutorial. Okay, and then if I did... I just want to try two more things, so... let's play human. Well, I need to play... No, they'll automatically attack. Yeah, so that's fine. So if I attack... We both die! You both attack each other at once and die together! Amazing. Okay, and then if I turn that off, and I try to play nice, you try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you. Okay. Gotcha. Do you understand how to play? I think so? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show! Welcome to Bad End Theater! You completed the tutorial. Enjoy the show. Okay, I cannot set behaviors yet, so I guess I gotta pick who I'm gonna be. Okay, so there's 41 bad endings. I don't know what the little boxy boxes are, but I'll worry about that later. Hero, Maiden, Underling, Overlord. Let's start on the left and work our way through. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. I like the music. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Question mark. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. I could flee like a coward. No, I'm dutiful. I must bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. Oh, these guys look a little tougher. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. I can be diplomatic or dutiful. I feel like they're not going to like me very much, considering I just killed the demons down yonder. I feel like news travels fast in the demon army, and they're gonna be like, you just, like, literally killed our friends, so... I will continue to cut through! You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. Oh no, has she been set up? If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief. But your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. Rest in peace, maiden. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. The hero slays the Overlord. He never knows what became of the maiden. Interesting. Okay. And then if I reset... Okay, so I see I have a new trait, I think is what it's called, unlocked. Slaughters all the demons. So I can turn that on or turn it off. Now the real question is, do I continue as the hero or do I try one of these other delightful characters? I might continue as the hero for a bit. So I'm imagining if I wanted to, I could set the hero to dutiful or maybe diplomatic if I get the diplomatic trait. And then play as the Overlord. Because the Overlord's the only character that he interacts with in his story so far. My brain's already whirring with the possibilities. Anyway, let's stick with dutiful. And let's see. If we're dutiful and flee like a coward, what happens? Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. Alright, so we made it to the thing. I ran away. Will you let me in? I didn't kill your buddies. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. Nice. Hello, Overlord. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all. But you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Useless hero. The hero's adventure was pointless. He returns home having ... Okay. That's another ending done. And I have the diplomatic. I could turn off both of them. Or have both of them on. Prefers not to solve things through violence. Okay, if I have no active trait, what happens? How many endings can I get without fiddling with other people? Let's do slaughter these guys and then ask the next people nicely. Will you let me in? The face. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. And then... okay, looks like we got the same ending again. Interesting. And then... what happens if I flee like a coward the first time and then cut through the demon army? Okay. I think I might be stuck, potentially. Okay, let's reset the stage. So... 2 endings with what I've done so far. Okay, I just want to try one last thing. If I'm diplomatic and then try to kill, what happens? Okay, same thing. That is just for, like, automatic stuff. Alright, we'll keep him as dutiful, so he's gonna kill his way there. I'm going to jump over to the Overlord, because these guys didn't show up. He did go to save the maiden, but the maiden was never there according to the Overlord. So I'm gonna go Overlord, and we'll see what happens from her perspective. She's gorgeous. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. Shakes fist. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. Hello, underling. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Tyrant. Get back to work, or grant them the day off. If they get back to work, they're probably gonna die to the hero. I'll go tyrant. Well, we just went... We're not a tyrant. Ugh. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be doing all these things anyway. Okay, you know what? I'll come back and do tyrant. We just established that the Overlord is not a tyrant, so we will grant the underling the day off. Thumbs up! You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. Until it's not. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers! What the hell, guy? Alright, now we're catching up. You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. Eh? You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord. Overlord loses to the hero. She dies lamenting her lack of strength. The music in this is so good. Interesting, I didn't pick the tyrant, but it unlocked it anyway. So she only had one option. Okay, well I gotta know, if I pick tyrant and the hero stays as dutiful, does anything change? Badoop. Get back to work, underling. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. And then we died. Okay, so being a tyrant to the underling didn't change much. It'll change the underling story. Now, the real question is... Okay, so let's play as the dutiful hero that fights the tyrant overlord and see if anything changes. But I'm going to flee these guys and then cut through these guys. Okay, nothing changed. Okay, let's flee and be diplomatic. What happens if we run up against a tyrant overlord? Can I? Maiden was never found. Okay, so even though she was a tyrant, she still was like, hey, you can leave. Interesting. Gotta puzzle my way out of this. Alright, let's leave him as diplomatic, so now he won't fight. And we should have a discussion from the Overlord's perspective. Alright, you can have the day off. There we go. You are awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak with you. Nice, we got a new end. He inquires about a maiden who was rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. He just accepted it. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job, in your opinion. Whatever. You're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. Et tu, Brute! One of your underlings is tearing your throat out! You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You remember now. You gave this one a day off. And this is how it repays you? You die, wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord. Alright. Well, the underling tore her throat out. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'll take that ending. Alright, Mr. Overlord. Why are you so angry? I gave you the day off. Alright, so we'll keep diplomatic and then we'll try to not give this guy the day off. Get back to work. Okay, it is a new ending. You are awakened by one of your underlings. They brought you a hero who inquires about a missing maiden. You tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home, to your surprise. You figured he might try to fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. Still! One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. No! What have I done to deserve this ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die, wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Okay, so it's still Assassinated Overlord, but slight variation in how it got there. Okay. So... I feel like I'm at an impasse here, so probably it's time for the underlings' turn in the spotlight, I'm assuming. Do I want to keep Tyrant? You know what? I'm gonna turn Tyrant off. Because I want my day off. And we'll see why he's killing her in that route. What great music. You are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with it? Nice! Yay! He was such a happy guy. What happened? You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. The maiden has finally appeared. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Shop! Oh, am I hungry? Alright, I'm not gonna eat her the first time. Aw, look at them. They're so happy now. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? It's convenient. If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. Interesting. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. Aw, my friends. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with,
"That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?"
Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Disloyal or skeleton. She's actually not so bad, you guys. Man, I can already see like so many branches happening from here. Okay, so this no doubt leads to both endings we saw as the Overlord, which is disloyal. Yeah, sure, you guys can step on me to death this time, that's fine.
She's actually not so bad, you guys.
Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you. But before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end.
This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend.
You tell them. They slit your throat in response. Faithful underling stays loyal to the Overlord and pays with their life. I salute you, faithful underling. Okay. Interesting. So, because the underling didn't kill the Overlord that time, but they did bring the maiden to the Overlord, the hero should be able to get some information about the maiden. Right? Like, if I don't do the hungry... Disloyal, maybe not so much for the hero. I want to try one more ending before I finish today. I'm like, what if... Okay, let's do a diplomatic hero that goes to the Overlord when the underling is not hungry, and see what happens. Okay, I'm fleeing like a coward. I'm asking to let me in. Nice, the maiden is here! Hey, I love this! The Overlord and maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. I can die? Or I can ask the maiden what's going on. Heroic. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for the death scene. That'll be a good way to end today's video. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams and falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it, after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. That wasn't so bad at all. Triumphant hero! I slayed the overlord, I brought the maiden home. I think that's very good indeed. Sorry, overlord. And now I've got the heroic trait. Oh boy. I'm gonna be all confused. Let's see what we got. Okay, so I've got 3 out of the 11 hero endings, 1 underling ending, and 2 overlord endings so far. Oh, there's flow charts. Well, of course there is. Lovely. Oh, I love flow charts. Oh, can I? Does this tell me anything? It does. Oh, very nice. I love that when you hover over it, it tells you what trait they have and what choices you've made. Very, very cool. Okay. How exciting. I like this a lot. I'm a big fan. I am very much a big fan of this so far. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, my brain was just like, I can see into the Matrix. Very cool. And you can pick more than one trait automatically. So, you know, you could do dutiful and diplomatic, or dutiful and heroic, but not diplomatic. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna play around with that some more next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the very first video of Bad End Theater. I had a great time with this. This is a lot of fun. I'm gonna really enjoy puzzling out how to get to all these endings. And I really like how they all play off of each other so far. Haven't got to, Miss Maiden yet. She's a little sus. But, yeah. We got 3 out of the 4 for our first video. And we'll figure out where we go from there next time. Alright. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Until next time, I will see you later.